Hello plant community, thanks for tuning into this channel. My name is Pam, and today you guys I have a pretty fun one, a fun interacting one that requires your guys input, so stay tuned. Okay guys, so I believe maybe a week or so ago, or a couple of videos back, I did a video where I was discussing with you guys some of my easiest, best plants to grow in your collection. And at the end, after I did that video, light bulb kind of like popped up and I started thinking, okay, plants that may very well be easy care for me may not be easy care for you guys, and vice versa. So I thought of actually doing this video fun interaction. So I need you guys to pull out your notepad on your phone or pen and a pad, whatever preference you guys want to do, and we can just get right into it. So I have a total of 10 plants, you guys, that I pulled from my collection. I tried to stick to one plant per genus. My goal initially was to try to pull a plant from every last genus that I have in my plant collection, but that would be, I guess, too long. So I just stuck with 10, and I'm going to try to rate them with 1, 2, or 3. So 1 being the absolute very easiest to grow, great plant to have in my collection. Number 2 being medium, a little bit challenging to say the least. And then 3 just downright difficult to grow. And I would love for you guys, if you have any of these genuses in your home, to actually rate them as well, share with the community so that we can kind of get a census to see which plants are kind of easy care across the board, or vice versa, like which plant may be hard for me, easy for you, hard for you, easy for me. It's just fun, just the overall knowledge. So I encourage you guys to participate and let's just see the outcome of this thing. So we'll start with the very first plant, you guys, which is actually behind me. This beauty right here, and I know you guys can't see it up close. Unfortunately, I can't pull her down because she is attached, as you can see, growing on up against my wall, and I don't want to take her down. But I will show you guys a close-up footage of this beautiful plant, and of course that is my Peperomia Hope. I am ranking her as number 1, and I have to knock on wood. Honestly, you guys, I've had this plant for 3 years, and I've had 0 issues with this plant thus far. She never ceased to amaze me. I have, however, grown her nowhere other than in this sunroom. And honestly, because she's thriving so well, I would be a little bit apprehensive actually taking her out of here. But what I can say, she's never given me any issues with pests. She was a slow grower maybe first few months after I purchased her, but then I guess because I got her like right before the growing season, but once the growing season hit, she just took off and she has not stopped growing. I had her initially hanging directly by one of the windows here, where she was getting a lot more light. You guys was there with me when I did an up pot on her, and I moved her back. Now she's several feet away from the window, and I was a little concerned about that because I thought she would be used to getting more powerful light. But no, this baby, she just kept on going. She seems very adaptable to light changes. I think you do have to be consistent with the light in order to keep her happy. Again, I don't water her until she tells me she needs a drink, and that's typically when you see the wrinkling leaves. I believe you may see some in the footage because I did just water her before I did this video, but I rank her as number 1 for sure. Next plant, I want to talk about her and get her out of the way and off the table when I'm about to. This plant right here, this is my Pyalea. What are you? Grandifolia, the coral variety, of course. because of the beautiful coral leaves that she has. Now, this plant I rank as a 3. Now, honestly, you guys, I think I rank all Hyalias as a 3 for me. These plants are a little bit difficult to maintain in my personal opinion. I love this plant so much. I've had her for 3 years. And at one point in time, she's a fast grower, hands down. She is a fast grower, and she grows wild. And I had tied her up, and then her growth was just getting a little bit too unmanageable. So I decided to do a severe chop back. And now you just see her slowly but surely growing back some of the leaves during the growing season. And I kind of actually, honestly, kind of like her looking like this. She's such a beautiful plant, you guys, because of the color of those leaves. It's just like a dark color, and then the back just give you that, I guess, more of a coral. But what's also cute is you see the blooms is just so cute, small, and dainty. She kind of reminds me of baby breaths blooms. But what makes her difficult is keeping up with this girl's watering routine. She is not forgiving at all. Leaves instantly crisp up. As you can see right here, I need to give her a drink now, but you see she will flop down completely. If I let it go probably another day or two, the floppy part that you are seeing probably will already meet its demise. This year I've been also having an issue with mealybugs. For some reason they have just really been ravishing her, and I've been eradicating them, but magically they keep coming back. So she is extremely challenging for me to continuously keep her happy, which can be annoying at times. I'm thinking about actually, even though I have her in this plastic pot, I am thinking once I really get rid of the mealies from her for real, and I don't see that it's coming back, I probably will. I haven't really decided yet, but I probably will put her in a self-watering pot just to make my life a little bit easier. And that could be another reason why she's getting attacked by the mealybugs, because I cannot, she is got to be like one of the top thirstiest plants I have even in my collection. That's to even say with calatheas and things like that. And she just acts up, but I do love her so much. So she's worth the effort, but honestly, she's worth the effort because I have her in my collection. But I don't know if I would have brought her, honestly, if I knew what was ahead for me with her. But she's a beautiful plant, and I do love her. And I'm going to sit her down over here away from my other plants. And I brought my hand sanitizer because even though it doesn't look like she has mealybugs, I just want to make sure. And I don't want to, and I love, y'all know I love touching my plants, so I don't want to, spread it. But anywho, on to plant number 3. Let's see. My Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, you guys. This is all I have left. At one point in time, I had her growing up, and she lost a lot of the middle leaves, so she was bald in spots and had certain leaves. It was not aesthetically pleasing to me, so I had to do a severe chop back. I put it in water. Some propagations, as most plants are known for, was not successful at all, and this is what I was able to save. So I'm starting with scratch. Needless to say, I would rank her, what are you? Actually, okay, I'm going to rank her a crazy number here, and I'll explain. I'm going to give her a 2.5. 2.5 because she can be in the difficult category at times as well as challenging, but she has never been in a number 1. She's never been an easy grower. When I first got her, she was slow to grow, and I believe it was an issue with the plant. I think when I purchased her, I can't remember what it was, and I had to cut her completely, just chop the vine that I did have and try to save her. I put it in water, and she was literally in water for I don't know how long, many months, to the point where I said, you know what, I don't even know if she's ever going to grow. And I was debating whether or not if I should just get rid of her out of my collection. And I happened to look one magical, mystical day, and she had a root growing. I was like, oh, imagine my surprise. And I put her in soil and she took off slowly, but when she started taking off, she started growing fast. But then she declined in some way. So, and I had to do this. So she's difficult or challenging, well, no, difficult in a way of when she's starting off like this. But once she starts taking off and getting acclimated, she will grow accurately. And of course, she maintained the fenestration, which is probably one of the majority reasons why we buy her. But as you can see, I'm completely starting over clearly because you see this straight leaf right here, and that's okay. And again, she is a challenge to keep her watered, I think, for me. Like, I will water her, but she does not seem like a plant in my care that likes to dry out completely. I just thought she would kind of, I think I've neglected her, and a lot of her leaves would shrivel up. Lost a lot of leaves. So, yeah, 2.5 challenge slash difficult for me. Okay, this plant here, a Hoya, haha, surprise, surprise, right? It's no surprise with Pam because we all know Pam is what? A Hoya head. Yeah, so my Hoya that I wanted to share, which was very challenging to pick for this video because I didn't know which way I wanted to go about it, but it's my Hoya curtisi. I am actually ranking her as 1. Number 1, very easy care. This plant is what I would consider slow to grow. I've had her for a little bit over 2 years. When I got her, I did buy her in like a 2, maybe a 3-inch planter, and she only had a little bit of coming out, but she has somewhat shouted out or really branched out this growing season. I love her for look at the back of those leaves, you guys. It's so pink, and I mean, the grayish color is just super amazing. Outside of her being a slow grower, for me, she's really been a very easy care. I don't water her unless she tells me when it's time, by feeling the leaves. For me, when her leaves feel thin and really pliable, I also take a look at the soil, which seems very dry. And really, honestly, you guys, she seems like she needs a drink right now, which I probably will give her one at the end of this video. But she hasn't given me any issues. I've had one issue or one time not so long ago with mealy bugs, but mealies this growing season seems to be the pest challenge of the year for me in my collection, and so especially in here. So I've been having to constantly monitor these plants and take a look at them whenever I see some form of decline and try my best to get rid of them. They are super annoying, honestly, but if I had a choice, I think I mean, nobody prefers to have a pest in their collection, right? But if I had to choose the less of the evils, I guess if mealybugs would be the way to go. But it is a challenge because these leaves are very small and dainty. But as you guys are aware, majority of the time when I do give her a drink, because her leaves are small, I'm usually taking her into my sink and using my hose on my sink to spray the plant down and give it a drink as well. And I don't know, she's just been happy in my collection. I love her. She's given me a lot of joy to grow. Okay, my next plant I'm going to show you is this Rex begonia variety. I've had this plant for, it's definitely been over 2 years for sure, possibly 3. Brought her from a big box shop back when the plants, you know, those little 4-inch plants we would see, what at the time I think like $3.98. And I've grown her out to be this monstrous thing. I rank her as number 2 as far as challenging. Excuse me. She's not a 1 at all. I wouldn't recommend her for a beginner plant grower, but I'm ranking her as a 2 because not only do you have to really worry about keeping this girl moist, which I feel I fixed that problem by putting her in a self-watering pot. Another challenge for me, honestly, you guys, is keeping her full. So as you can see, like from afar, she doesn't look too bad, but if you really get in that scalp of the plant, homegirl's getting bald. And so I've been having that challenge where I had to like kind of like constantly feel like I have to propagate her and put her back in the soil and kind of fill her out and things like that. And of course we do have to do that with some of our plants that we decide to let vine down anyway, right? But it seems like I have to do it a little bit more. So because of that, that can be quite a challenge, constantly doing that to make sure she stays full looking and lush. But hey, she is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the texture of the leaf. Oh, I just love the way it feels. That beautiful, striking contrast of gray with dark green veination. Not to mention that beautiful red veination part that's going on the back. In the beginning part of the growth, you guys, it has that beautiful fuzzy. It's such a beautiful plant. So she is absolutely, in my opinion, worth the effort of keeping her happy and healthy and lush. Okay, on to the next one. This is my Snow Queen Pothos. Now, y'all may think that I would rank her as number 1 because majority of Pothos is considered to be a very easy care, beginner friendly plant to have in your collection, and I totally would agree as far as the genus is concerned. But I'm ranking this one as number 2, not because she's hard to grow, because she is very easy care plant, but she is a challenge for me in regards to keeping the variegation in her, hence the name that she has, Snow Queen. Now, honestly, you guys, she is a little bit darker than what she was when I first brought her. Now, I have her hanging actually up here on one of my ring hangers, and she's about 8 feet away from the window, and I think she may need a little bit more light because down here, still a beautiful plant, but down here she's giving me the Marble Queen vibe, and I really would like her to have the lighter color right here, as you can see, or even right here. But she is still an amazing plant. Like I said, she's easy to grow. I just recently up-potted her a few months ago because her roots, she was just root bound. I did chop her down some, and since I've chopped her, she has grown this baby right here. And as you can see, it is coming out a little bit lighter. But the challenge for me is just trying to maintain her variegation, and she needs a lot of light, I think, in order to actually acquire the look of it. But I love her nonetheless. Number 2. Okay. Next plant. This is my Monstera Pinata, I believe. And guys, I don't even know. I will show you this. This has nothing to do with the vote, you guys, but I guess this is, I don't know what this is. I'm thinking it's a Cebu Blue. Is that a Cebu Blue? Guys, I honestly don't even know. I don't even know how the heck she got in here. But knowing me and my crazy ways and always wanting to change and being impatient and things like that, I could have just plopped her in here just for the sake of it. I don't know. Honestly, I have zero memory of what transpired with this, but I said, okay, I'm just going to leave her in there. But anyway, we're talking about homegirl right here. This plant, Monstera, okay, is supposed to be known for giving you that big, fast, huge growth, hence its name, right? This plant for me, you guys, honestly, is a 3. Let me pull her out. Yes, she is a 3. She is doing a pretty good job with what you see right here. I've had her for 2 years now, you guys, and it's just been an up and down, difficult situation with her from day one, and I don't know why. And she literally did not have any leaves, probably like maybe one or two. I put her outside this growing season as a last ditch effort to try to save her, see what she was going to do. And thank goodness I did, because me putting her outside just brought back all these leaves. So here's where the difficulty is going to come into play. She's loving it out there because, hey, let's face it, you guys, for those of us that live in the U.S., I don't know how it is global climate-wise, but here in the U.S., we have been suffering, especially on the East Coast side, with a lot of heat and a lot of humidity. And she may really love it. Not to mention, we've also been having storms, so the rainwater that she's been getting could also be a factor. I don't know where I'm going wrong with her. I just know that when I have her growing in my home, I'm losing leaves left and right. She is in a very airy mix. I don't think I water her enough. So I'm thinking she may need a little bit more water than what I'm thinking to give her. Reason being is because she does not have, her leaves are very thin for it to be a Monstera. The other Monsteras that I do have in my collection, their leaves are slightly a little bit thicker, so maybe they can hold on to water a little bit longer. As opposed to her, she is not. I don't know. She's just not. She's been a challenge for me, honestly, you guys. So I rank her number 3. Difficult. Number 3. Okay. Next one, you guys. Let's see. Which one I want to talk about? Let's talk about this one. Okay. Alocasia. Let me just show her and then we'll just discuss. Okay. I'm looking at this thing. I'm looking at this and I was like, in my mind I was thinking, dang girl, you a hot mess. But okay, so got some new growth. She is ranked, believe it or not, 3. I'm ranking her as a 3. Absolutely difficult for me to grow. Now, granted, alocasias are not like the easiest plants to grow, in my personal opinion. And this is open to debate. This is discussion depending on your experience as well. But it's like a cross between the watering aspect and definitely the maintaining of the humidity. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, y'all may have seen when I changed her, and I don't know why I did this, but I kind of like the fact that I did this. The only downfall to it is it does this green thing on top, and of course it's going to do that because the glass is clear. But you see she has roots coming out. So my mindset, you guys, when I did pot her up, and I did discuss this with you, is because I didn't know what to do with her, because I've been battling with her. She's been getting spider mites a lot. And I mean, I have to constantly do a pest check with her, and I'm constantly trying to be mindful of keeping her moist. So my thought or idea that I did do this is just more or less to hold the moisture in. So I water her, and all the excess water kind of goes down here and get trapped into the perlite. And to me, I'm thinking, okay, by it being in this dome-like structure, is creating that moisture, humidity that it needs. Maybe it's pumping it through the roots or the leaf itself. Quick question, you guys, and this is also a good debate topic as well, in regards to humidity. I was just thinking about that as I picked this plant for this video, and the thought came across my mind as far as humidity. Does the plant need humidity in the actual leaf of the plant, or does it require the humidity in the roots itself? Is 1 and 2 the same, or is it different? Does it require humidity in the roots, where it's the actual foundation of the plant that gives us all these beautiful, healthy, lush looking leaves? Or is it actually in the leaf structure itself that gives it the moisture that it needs to branch off and give us those big, beautiful leaves, such as this Alocasia right here that is like my forearm length, but she's a good one. This one, yeah, so so it's been challenging. Now, also too, I don't know if I should have probably just brought a bigger specimen of this, plant, even though I could not find one in the price range that I was willing to pay for it. So I don't know, let's keep our fingers crossed. I really, honestly, I don't have any high expectations for this plant. She is growing on my table here, getting all this beautiful light in here. Right now I'm looking at my humidity is kind of like at a 47% range for today. I don't really use my humidifier at all during the growing season. If I do have it, it's running in here is usually during the winter months because I have my heater on and I want to maintain moisture to a certain degree. But she's also getting fancy light as well. So far, even though I've lost a lot of the leaves, this was the latest one that did grow. It's such a beautiful plant, though. It's a shame if I won't be able to grow it. And then I have this right here. And not to mention just that zebra printing that's actually on the stem. It makes for a beautiful plant, but homegirl, you make me work. She makes me work hard for her love, and I don't like working hard for love. You're going to either love me or not, right? Anyway, next plant, Absis. Okay, y'all may have seen me talk about my beautiful Absis Trubii dog form. She's also given me some issues. But this plant right here is also an issue for me as well. And this is by Silver Cloud. I love this plant so much and I've been wanting to get it because that silver, it is like, look at that. It is like, look at that. It's like, ooh. Solution fell out. It is like chef's kiss, but this girl is a 3 for me. She is difficult to grow. I just had a lot of challenges with maintaining her leaves. I lose a lot of leaves with her. I mean, when I got her, mind you, it was not a big specimen at all, which is, I don't know if that's the reason. I don't want to blame it on that, honestly, you guys, because I've had baby plants that I was able to grow into big, monstrous, human being-sized plants. But for me, when I got her, she was only like probably a 3-leafer anyway. And I was super excited because at the time, the 3-leafers was almost like this size. And as you can see, I lost the other 2, and this was the last one. I've done a little dance with her back and forth with trying to maintain her moisture. She has to be one of the thirstiest, I'm assuming, Absis that I have in my collection. Usually I can wait until they do that curl for them to let me know that it's time to give them a drink. But I had her in soil. She was declining. I purchased her in soil, and she was declining in the soil. Pulled it out. I saw that her roots were not very well established, in my personal opinion. Some of them looked like it was starting to get a little root rot, so I had to trim the roots back. Grew her in water a little bit to get roots, but I think probably what I should have did is really let her get a lot of roots. I did not allow her to do so. Because I took for granted that all Absis are the same. She's proven the case that that's not true. And so put her in soil again. She started declining. I just took her out and I put her in this leca solution. And I have her growing inside my dining room. She is getting nothing but artificial lighting. I don't know if she would change if I brought her in this room. I just don't have a space for her, so I don't know if I brought her in here and she gets all this light, natural light, if it would just activate her to actually grow. That could be the thing, but right now, currently, she's growing directly under my grow light. And so far, I can say she has given me these 3 leaves right here, which this one is the oldest, of course. I don't know what happened with this whole thing. And then this leaf along with this. It is during a runner, but again, you know, Absis sometimes is known for shooting out runners and with no leaf at all. But I am appreciative that she did give me these 3 leaves, so it kind of gives me hope. And I don't plan on taking her out of this leca, but homegirl, she be challenging, so difficult. Number 3 for me. Okay, so now I think I went through all my plants. I'm about to end this video. With a plant. This is Syngonium. Okay, this is my Syngonium chia pence. The leaves are so stunning, you guys. I felt the need to show you without even saying a word. Now, you probably, from the look of this plant, already know what I rank her as. She is definitely number one. Knock on wood, because my heart will just crush if something happens to this plant. You guys, okay, I have not had her for a year yet. She will not be a year old. I think, I want to say probably like December, maybe November when I brought her. And she was in a 4-inch planter. I got her from Gabriella Plants, by the way. Shout out to her shop. But you guys, and when I also brought her, she was just a 1 stem. And since then, I have chopped her. Let me see. No, I think I'm lying to you guys. Not on 1 stem. I think she was like a 2 branch off from me looking in here, I believe. I chopped her. I think I chopped her twice and put her back into the, yeah, I did. I did chop. I chopped it in 2 sections, and I put her in the soil. She propagates so quickly, you guys. Literally, within 2 weeks tops, you will definitely have roots for sure. Now, I can't remember if it will be viable roots enough to put back into the soil, but she definitely has rooted within the 2 weeks. And this Syngonium is known to have thick roots, because check out her aerial roots right here. Look how thick it is. It's almost like Monstera thick. So, and the leaf size, guys, I don't know why is her leaf so, look at that. Oh my gosh. And this is the latest leaf that came out. She hasn't hardened off yet. There's also new growth right here. And I'm noticing something actually came out the soil here. So you guys, I have her growing under artificial lighting. I had her initially sitting on a table in my living room where she was getting overhead lighting from a Sansi light. But she was getting so big, she was honestly blocking a lot of the light from the other plants that I had in the section. So I had to move her. And I was actually apprehensive about moving her because, you know, sometimes when they do thrive well in your collection and you do move them to a new area in your home, sometimes it can shock the plant, right? And they may not be happy and they will show off. Now, I can say I did move her to another spot where she is getting light from a Sansi light. The thing that I did notice is she had 1 yellowing leaf that I cut off, and it was like a lower leaf. And I mean, that was fine, but she adapted very well. One of the keys to me is I have her in this beautiful pot here. I don't think this is a 4-inch. I don't know if this is a 6-inch, maybe a 5. I can't remember. But anyway, it is a glazed pot, and it helps me maintain my moisture. I do make sure she gets water, and I probably, yeah, I think I need to, I try to water her when 1 inch of the soil is dry. She likes to stay moist but not wet. And because she's growing so vigorously, she is using more energy. So I've noticed that I have to water her a little bit more frequently, especially in the growing season. But that's quite fine. I don't care. I will give her whatever she needs because, man, she has given me love back in return. And that is a heck of a motivator to a plant grower such as myself. So I had to start off with a 1 and end with a 1 on this video, you guys. I would love for you to share your thoughts as well as your votes. Share with the plant community how easy, challenging, or difficult each one of these plants may be if you have them in your collection. So keep in mind, you guys, if you love foliage as much as I do, and you love listening to planty things, definitely subscribe to this channel if you have not. And also, too, you guys, don't forget to do what we are doing with these thumbs. We are pushing them up, baby, because you guys have been doing what I've been asking you to. And because of you, we have been getting introduced to new, exciting, more interesting plant people such as yourself. And for that, I am forever grateful. Enjoy your day wherever you are in the world. And until next time, guys, much love. Bye.